Hello, I'm Matt Guff from thehouse.com. I'm here with Parks Bonifay from Ronix. How you doing?
Yeah, doing good.
Dude, it's been a long day.
Yeah, you got out there. We got out here nice and early. Sun's been beating down on us all day.
Yeah.
Your beard's probably a little redder now.
Dude, that's why I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. Dude, I'm just trying not to start on fire.
Put some 150 block on you next time.
That's pretty much it. Apply twice an hour. But Parks and the Ronix crew kind of invite us out, and we've been riding decks, testing them out, and just having some fun. And I thought, we've been kind of launching a quicker podcast. We're about 12 or 15 episodes deep into it. It's like, you're here. You're all the way in Minnesota.
It's the podcast. Made it.
We made it
Number
big
16.
Time. Number 16. That's a good number. So specifically, why'd you come here to Minnesota, and have you been here before?
Yeah, I've come up to. We've done contests out here in Minnesota and around the St. Paul area in the past. And the Midwest is just huge for wakeboarding and water skiing in general. Ronix sales are huge up here. We've always done a pro tour stop around the Midwest area, and so it just seems like, that's what I appreciate about the Midwest people up here is when the summer days come around, y'all take advantage of that thing. So it's legit. Y'all harness nice summer days better. It makes me realize that we take advantage of them down in Florida. I was like, if you go back to the Midwest and see how they treat a July day when the sun's out, you'll have a different appreciation for it back in Florida, I think.
Really? So right now, we're sitting on the lake. It was sunny this morning, then a little overcast, and now it's kind of partly cloudy. If your crew was down in Florida riding, would they be out the whole day as long as we were?
No, you can't be out in that. You can't do this day in Florida all day.
No.
Yeah, the humidity's just crazy, and it's just. And I know y'all think you got some bad humidity here. I've heard some people say that. It's not like Florida. Yeah.
So you're born and raised in Florida, and you said a 10th generation Floridian.
Yeah, my dad told my brother and I, Shane, that this year. Yeah, we're 10th generation Floridian. So yeah, it's like pre-Civil War.
That's insane.
Kind of. Yeah, so we're Florida to the bone. Man.
That's right. Now, your family kind of grew up in water sports, but what's the story with your family kind of getting into that, and then how'd you kind of follow that path and kind of become your own in that?
Well, my grandparents skied. We ended up, when we did the Parks documentary, we found some 16 millimeter color footage of water skiing. We realized that was some of the first 16 millimeter color footage of skiing ever. So we had some really gym footage of my actual grandparents skiing, hitting jumps, building jumps the same way we would right on the shoreline. So it's just, it came from my grandparents, and then my mom and dad both grew up water skiing. And my dad skied at Disney World when it first opened, then he went to Cypress Gardens. My mom skied there for 30 plus years, I think. I skied there when I was a little baby. I started skiing when I was 6 months, 29 days old, so I guess I was born pretty much literally straight into it.
That's
right away, yeah. It's pretty, I've seen 6-month-old babies, and I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see the footage and the video myself. I don't know what my mom and dad were doing.
You're world record holder for that too. Is that right?
Yeah, I think some babies may beat it nowadays and stuff. But you better watch out trying to beat that record nowadays. You'll get child services called on your ass.
Yeah, it was different back in the 80s.
In 1982, that shit was cool. It's not flying now.
So you've been wakeboarding for and being on water for 30 years, 3 decades.
Yeah, I feel old, thank you.
Hey, me too. We're in the same boat, right? So you went from being in water sports as a young kid, then you got into wakeboarding, and then you started Ronix.
Well, yeah, I just grew up kind of water skiing, and then I started barefooting, and I competed in water skiing, competed in barefooting, and I just always wanted to compete and be the best at it and learn new tricks and do stuff that I hadn't done. So, and then when I was 3 eventing, which is water skiing, when I was 12 or 11, wakeboarding wasn't really even a thing yet. So so when it came out, it was right up my alley. When I trick skied, all I wanted to do was do flips, and all I wanted to do was hit the jump. So when wakeboarding came about, it was exactly what I wanted to do. It was all about getting there, all about doing flips and doing crazy shit.
What year about was that? Were you
94 probably was the transition of me 93 to 94.
Okay.
It's kind of and then so I went to the first wakeboard nationals.
Okay.
And that was me, Randall Harris, Hunter Brown, and one other kid, And so there's only like 4 juniors, and like
Sure.
and all of wakeboarding, there were only like 4 juniors at the time. So that's how
Yeah.
early we kind of got into it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you go to a contest now. I mean, some contests have 200 kids in it. So it's really cool to see how far it's come.
Yeah.
Like in the time that I've been involved with it.
Okay. Now, when you first started, was that a part of INT or
No, it
what
was like
organization?
what's that?
Was it a part of an
No,
organization or that was?
No, it was in Texas. It was
Okay.
like the WWA put it on. It was
Okay.
like they did nationals and worlds each year. That was the only contest that were. Other than there's the Masscraft Pro Tours.
Yeah.
But,
Okay. Now, are you pretty competitive person by nature? Because like when we've been on the boat, you've been like kind of down for everything. Hey, let's wakeboard, let's wake surf, let's just kind
I'm
of chill.
definitely a lot more chill now.
Okay.
I was way more competitive, when I was younger.
Okay.
And in my 20s and stuff. And
Yeah.
I think getting hurt a few times, kind of just takes your competitive edge like that. It's not worth getting hurt to try to win again when I love doing like what I love, like do so much to where I want to be able to do it forever.
Right.
So if I risk doing it forever because I'm trying to win one more contest or try to prove to myself that I still got it, can I still compete with these? It's not even like about that, right now. So it's like,
Yeah.
it feels good. Yeah, I mean, I just want to be able to wake surf and barefoot and wakeboard and be able to travel the world and like not have to limp around. And I'm tired of blowing my knees out, to tell you the truth. So
how many surgeries have you had?
I think I've had like 6 surgeries on my right and like 2 ACLs on my left. I had this one
Yeah.
get infected one time. I was in the hospital for a couple months,
Wow.
bedridden for like 6 months. Couldn't
Wow.
wakeboard for over a year or so.
Yeah.
And that was the injury that kind of like stopped my competitive career.
Okay.
So I never really got back into competing like after that one.
Yeah, but as a water sport, wakeboard, and surf ambassador, that's important to have like role models like you, kind of influencing the rest of the industry, and kids that are like maybe competitive. It's good for them to do that, but they also can understand it's like, hey, if I'm not competitive, that's still okay. I can still do this.
Yeah, I think there's a
for
lot
a
of ways to
long
become
time.
a professional wakeboarder than going on the pro tour and trying to beat, Harley or some of these guys. And, there's wakeboarding's a huge sport and has grown in a lot of different genres and a lot of different ways, from cable to like urban wakeboarding and winching. Like you see some of the real Wake X Games sections and stuff.
Yeah.
Like these guys hitting spillways and dams and all kind of like building pools down stair sets and stuff. So, it's a lot of different. It's grown in a lot of ways, and which is cool because, in the beginning it was only kind of like right behind the boat and.
Yeah.
But thankfully there wasn't a lot of tricks being done. It was cool. You get to like make up a trick and like you get to name it and stuff. And
What's your favorite trick that you named?
shit. I don't think I really have a good. I don't have a good trick that I named. The Vulcan and the 911's probably the trick.
What's the 9? I don't even know.
The
That
911's
sounds
just like, it's
that
just like
sounds
Rayleigh,
great.
but you like shift your board back and you kind of do like a shifty Rayleigh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really nothing. It's really
It sounds nice though.
I know,
The
it sounds
911?
dangerous as shit.
Oh
Yeah.
man, call
Call
911.
Just doing a 911.
So what? Like you said, there's a lot of stuff happening. There's cable parks. There's boats. There's surfing. There's skimming. There's all sorts of stuff happening. What's the number one thing that you're most excited for right now within like the entire industry? What gets you really amped?
I think it's just like being involved with like everything in some type of way now. Like before I only saw like one side of the industry. I only competed, and so I only did like the same loop around the earth, kind of like, and had the same focus. Now I'm like, with the new X-Star coming out and helping Mastercraft, like that's been a big passion in like the last couple years because we really wanted to nail that.
Yeah.
I'm part owner in Ronix Wakeboards now, and that's,
Yep.
we just bought Lake Ronix out in Christmas, Florida, which is 250 acres. We got 2 private lakes out there, so we have 2 cables. We build like all of our own rails and stuff out there, and we just built a house out there. We have all like Ronix dealers from all over the world come there and stay, learn about the product. So that's just, it's just exciting to be like on the other side of the fence of wakeboarding and see it push and to really like help it like grow in the right directions. Because I feel like wakeboarding is almost like my cousin or brother or something. We grew up together, so
Yeah.
I want what's best for it, and I want whatever it takes. I'm willing to kind of put my neck out there and do what I can to kind of they get the best.
Yeah, well, that's one thing that's just like a common theme around everything that you and Ronix do. It's like it's rider driven. Like you have the new facility in Florida, you already have the one in the Pacific Northwest. It's like you're making a lot of ripples within the industry and like doing some pretty unique stuff.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's just like it shows respect to Herb O'Brien and Paul O'Brien, and they wrote the book on like kind of like how to. Like how to start like a water ski or a wakeboard company, and how to take care of like the dealers and stuff. They've been bringing the dealers up to Radar Lake for years and years and years, and it's pretty cool to it takes that kind of family passion to like get the kind of product and to get like where Ronix and I mean he built half the industry from O'Brien HO and now the Ronix Radar stuff. So,
yeah, it's incredible.
Big ups to Herb.
Now, so what kind of advice, like, has it really helped you kind of like grow into your own with Ronix and the brand and all the ingenuity and proprietary technology that you guys are doing to like help grow and help people kind of get into wake surfing and boarding?
We just want to make a product for everyone. We realize that not everything's for everyone, and you want to kind of you just want to keep people stoked on the product that's coming out. So many times you can get complacent, you can get content, and like when you stop making the most progressive stuff, you can see it starts to catch up. And so, the boots are never comfortable enough for us. We always want to make the boot. I mean, even from the first year we had them, the boots were insane how comfortable they were compared to like what we made in the past. But if you're never just content with that being the best, and you always want to challenge yourself and make better product across the board, from soft goods to skis, wakeboards to whatever it may be, boots, ropes, handles. We try to just make the best product for the average all-around wakeboard.
Yeah. Now, with the technology kind of like growing a lot within the industry, the boats, wakes are getting kind of bigger, the transitions are getting smoother. Is that helping, tricks progress and people enjoy it more?
Yeah, I think anytime you see, like when Mastercraft, I think it was 2003 they did the first, or 2004 they did the first Pickle Fork, which was the first like wakeboard boat that was like 100% tip tail top bottom design for wakeboarding. You can tell that wake was significantly different than any other wake in the market at that time. And you could see, like if you were looking at like a table like chart of like wakeboarding's progression, when that boat came out, you could see it spike like the next year or two after that. And you saw the same with some new boats like that have come out in like recent years and stuff. So yeah, but anytime boats come out, and it really helps at least on the wake side of riding, like the riding get that much better, and literally helps it progress, because that's why we did double ups back in the day, because the wakes weren't big enough. So if we weren't going to do a 1080 or a double flip or something, you would have to double it up to try to get up there. But now the wakes are just as big as the double ups were when I was hitting them. So now guys are doing everything off the wake in sequence and combos, and it's insane the level of wakeboarding right now. If you watch a contest like Corey and Mike Dowdy and Harley, and a lot of these guys are doing.
Sure. No, with kids on the come up, who are the guys that you see like, oh, these are the next couple kids? Who are the guys to kind of like watch out for right now?
Tyler Hyam's really good. He's from California. He's like a young kid, and he's just like so good at everything right now. He's got a lot of drive. Really smart kid. Really like wants to learn about how the product's made, what different materials and foams, and what boards do. Yeah. So he's really into that side. And Massi Preferati, he's from Italy, and he's probably got the craziest style ever right now. So it's pretty fun to watch. Really entertaining just to be around in general.
Man, so with kids on the come up, with like a lot of decades, 3 decades of being in it, what kind of advice would you want to share with those guys? Or I'm sure you know them on a personal level, and any kid maybe just watching or listening to this, like what would you say if like, hey, if you're going to try to do this, become a professional athlete in this community, what kind of piece of advice would you say to them? Be like, do this, and it'll help you go a lot smoother.
I would say have fun with it. It sounds cliche to just say have fun with it, but like genuinely, I think like and what I mean by have fun is like challenge yourself and like do what like makes you happy on a wakeboard. Don't feel like you have to ride contests or you have to only do spins or you have to like do whatever. Whether it could be wake surfing or whatever, but like just do whatever like gets you off, like, and makes your heart beat. You know, because as soon as you like as soon as you quit having fun on the water, you actually like quit wakeboarding. And like wakeboarding is like the fun is the reason why you started doing it to begin with. So like once it's not fun to you anymore, do something. Challenge yourself in a different way on the wakeboard. And that's why I've always just tried to, when I got tired of competing, I would start to like film videos and hit more rails. When I not got tired of that, but when I wanted to do something different, I would go do tow-ins and waves and try to go to Hawaii and Tahiti and go to these crazy waves or go slide icebergs in Canada. I've always like, when I got bored with competing or whatever it may be, I always wanted to find the next thing that I haven't done yet that entertains you and like makes it fun for me. Because as soon as I stopped, I noticed for a time, wow, I quit having fun on a wakeboard, and I realized that I wasn't riding as much. And you don't want to wakeboard because it's not fun to you. So however you gotta have fun on a wakeboard and get out there, go do it.
Right. Now, what's the thing that you're doing right now that makes this the most fun for you?
Man. Come on through.
Sorry about that.
Say hi. Say hi. Yeah.
Internet. What's the thing right now though for you and everything that you've done that's the most fun? Like what keeps you in the water?
That changes on a monthly basis.
Does it?
Yeah,
All right.
man, some months I'm into barefooting, some months I'm into like longboarding, man.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I'm into wake surfing, jet ski whips. I don't know, sometimes I'm back into riding cable and stuff. Awesome. It changes. You got to evolve, man. You got to can't stay the same.
That's right. Yeah, I saw that video of you barefooting with a long ass rope.
Oh yeah.
How long was that?
I was like an 800-foot rope. But we used that 800-foot rope because there's this long tunnel that we did, but we didn't want to drive the boat through the tunnel, so I'd get in on one side, the boat would idle down through the tunnel, stretching the rope all the way out. And as soon as the boat was out of the other side of the tunnel, it would go out into the lake, and then I would barefoot all the way through the tunnel.
Incredible. Who shot? That's like really good footage too.
Yeah. A couple Brandon Thomas shot some of the drone. My buddy Jake Snyder shot some of the other stuff. Yeah.
It's good stuff. We'll try to link that below in the description.
Yeah. Check that out. You'll like that one.
Now, as we kind of like part through this, is what's the best piece of advice you've ever received? It doesn't have to be industry. It could be just life, heartfelt stuff. What's the best piece of advice that you've received?
Deep.
Not advice that you have for someone else. And who said it? If you want to share.
I don't know. It's a deep one. And I don't want to like come up with some like bullshit answer right now. I want to be good, but I don't want to say. Yeah, so no comment.
No comment.
If I think of one before, but I didn't see that one coming. That's a tough one.
That's a tough one. Awesome, man. Parks, I appreciate you. I really like taking the time to sit down, fly up to Minnesota, hang out, walk through some stuff. It's been nice.
I love it. The weather's good, man. I like it.
Perfect. Well, hey, thanks again for being here. And,
Go Vikings.
Woo! Hey,
is that right? Is that what we're supposed to say?
Yeah, Vikings.
Or is there a split with Packers here?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a tough one. We got to talk to Robinson about that. Well, thank you guys again for watching, and leave a comment or a question. Parks has been through it all, and
my knees will tell you.
That's right. Leave a comment, question, let us know what you think. Of course, subscribe to the channel there. Check out more vids there, and hopefully we'll see you guys on the water. Yo, peace.